Welcome back to another touchpointgroup.com banking app insight session. This one, we are looking at the August performance of the UK challenges. And in particular, we're going to have a look at Chase UK. We've looked at Chase in the US as well this month as well, if you want to check out that insight session as well. And also Metro Bank. So for Chase, for a relative newcomer in the market, they've made some fantastic gains. So we'll have a high-level look at where they've made some of those gains. And for Metro, we will look a little deeper to see which areas they have also focused on to claw back ground in the rankings. And of course, that all-important related user experience. Tony Patrick, welcome, my friend. Well, let's get into it, and looking forward to hearing what you've uncovered this month.
Great, thank you, Glenn. And today we're looking at the UK challenges. So obviously Starling, Monzo, Revolut, Atom, Monese, Metro, and Chase. Let's jump in and see how that engaged customer score has moved around. For those who aren't familiar with this score, this engaged customer score actually looks at those customers who've given both a score and a comment. By only including those people, we get some really sensitive movements in this data. And so you can actually understand how you're really performing, and your information is not hidden behind a screen of these lots of other scores that are going on. So there's a lot happening here, but I just put my mouse over one of these, which is Chase UK, and we can see there that Chase has actually had a reasonably bad 2021 up until the end of the year, at sitting below 3 on their engaged customer score. Whereas you can see in 2022, they've actually really picked up, and they're improving, well, just about month on month, but the trend is clear here. They're sitting above 4 or around 4 consistently over the past 4 months. So very positive move for Chase. And we know why that's actually happened. We'll look at that in a moment. But also I want to have a look at Metro Bank. So one of the things about Metro Bank is they were actually leading at one point at the end of 2021 out of this particular group. And they were sitting around 4.5 across time, but they dropped. They dropped in September 2021, and they maintained that drop until an improvement in June this year. And they've actually had another big jump into August this year. So very positive move, although probably late. They've taken nearly a year to make that move. And so it's sort of a wonder. They may have actually not really been clear about what was happening, but clearly they've actually made a difference now. So let's have a look and see what's going on. First with Chase, and then we'll look at detail on Metro. So this particular view here, we're looking at what's happening with Chase in 2021. Their score is 2.8 across those few months at the end of the year. And then we hit 2022, the average score is 4. And it's actually improved from that point. It's above that at the moment, but that's a really positive move for them across time. So why has that happened? So let's have a look broadly. On the left here, we have what we call our SURF pillars. So that's around security and usability, reliability and functionality, and it gives us a lot of detail around what's actually going on underneath this. So let's have a look here though at reliability. Was it a reliability problem that stumped them in 2021? Well, the numbers we're looking at here are actually 2022 numbers, and the change is how much it changed from last year. We can see here that currently in 2022, slow app is 6.1. It's actually gone down, so it was 7.1 in 2021. So not a major movement. It's pretty soft. It's only a 1-point movement. And the game with bugs. So bugs were about 3.5, gone down to 2.3. Yeah, some bug improvements. But that's not going to make the change we can see above there. Let's go down this list a bit then. Actually, I'll leave the best to last. Let's look at authentication. Authentication issues, so logging in and authentication, that's actually really small. And it's actually slight improvements, but again, it's only a 0.1 change in this score. And again, because these are problems, a percentage is actually, the higher percentage, the worse it actually is. So I want to look at here at design and UI, because this is the one where we're seeing those major movements. So poor app usability, app difficult to use, poor app user interface. Let's look at poor app user interface. Currently in 2022, it's 1.6%, so pretty low. But it was up around 5, 6, 7% odd around there somewhere. So they've had a major improvement. There's some major changes in the design and UI, to actually improve things into 2022. So well done to Chase. I won't focus on that too much more, but there's actually customers are having a very good experience this year in particular. So let's move on to have a look at, let's look at our filters here, looking at Metro. So focusing just on Metro. And what we're looking at here, again, is that surf analysis. So authentication or security, that design and UI or usability, reliability and stability, and features and functionality. So again, when we look at these numbers, they are pain points, so lower is better. And we saw that Metro had actually increased their score from July into August. So it's a really, really good movement into well above 4. And so what we can see here is authentication or sort of login issues were around 1 in 20 customers mentioned that. It's gone down now to 1 in 100. So really, really positive movement for them. And that's also then, it's often that then rolls across into reliability and stability and features and functionality improvements. Because one of the things we'll see in a moment, when you improve your reliability, then your features and journeys can actually shine. So let's have a look at a bit of detail at some particular journeys for Metro. So one of the things we're looking at is we're looking at the quarter before that jump up. So looking at the last 3 months is in orange, and the 3 months before that is in blue. So we're seeing what's happened when they were in that lull over that past year, and then those next 3 months we've actually seen things improve. So one of the things I can see here is that transferring between, and again here we're looking at the average score across these topics. So higher is better. It's better to have a higher average score on these topics when people talk about them. So when people talk about transferring money between accounts, we get a score of 2.8 in that previous period when they were in a lull. And now we're getting a score of 4.1. So very, very positive. And checking account balance, one of the core basic things you want to do with a banking app, it was 1.2, so pretty negative in that time period. It's actually improved to 3. So there's some improvements across the board. One of the things I'll need to look at, though, is depositing check via the app has actually gone backwards in that time period. So while overall there's an improvement, they need to keep an eye on that check deposit feature. Let's have a look, though, at this transfer between accounts and what was happening in that previous period. What was happening prior to this improvement that they would have improved on. So what I want to do now is look at the particularly negative things, even up to the 3s maybe out of 5, and apply that. Let's have a look at what was happening. So one of the things we saw in one of the previous charts was that we had reliability and issues coming through with the app in that previous period. So we can see here, the app crashes every single time I try to do a bank transfer. So this isn't necessarily about the journey, but the journey's broken down because of that fundamental problem with the issues, the crashing. And again here, facing errors all the time. It's hit and miss to transfer money. It lacks the details. You have to phone people. It's a struggle for people. Constant errors in the app when trying to transfer money. So again, it's not just about the journey being a problem. There's actually fundamental problems with the app in here as well. I just want to be able to transfer money away and escape this junk app with a lack of functionality that makes me want to leave, prevents me from leaving. So there's really, I can't move money. One of the core things of a banking app is moving money. This person cannot do it. So again, they've fixed those things up. So again, what we can do over the next few months is have a look at, in particular, where the app for Metro actually shines, because before it was hidden by all of these issues about crashes and so on, but now we can see where they shine and they have room to improve even further from where they are. So well done to Metro. They just need to maintain this across the next few months at least.
Yes, congrats both to Metro and to Chase yet again, really highlighting how doing those little things well and consistently monitoring, managing, and improving those areas can make a massive difference overall. Thanks again, Tony. If you would like us to have a look at the performance of your banking app, sing out, and we will see you next month with more insights.